Hello students, good day. In today's session we are going to learn about group by and having clause. Group by clause combines all those records that have identical values in a particular field or a group of fields. Simply we are going to group the records on a particular field. Okay. So here we have a table, previous table, employee table, which has employee ID, first name, last name, salary, date of joining, bonus and designation. Right. Now I want to display minimum salary according to the designation. Okay, designation wise minimum salary. So what we are going to do, we are going to combine the results of designation, combine the column designation according to the values, identical values. Okay, so all the marketing managers will be grouped, then sales executives will be grouped, then financial managers will be grouped, chief sales will be grouped. After grouping, it displays the minimum salary in that particular designation. Okay, that is the use of group by class. I'll explain this one. So we are going to display minimum salary. Okay, so minimum of salary from employee. I'm going to use the group by clause. So on which field we are going to group? On designation field. Okay, group by designation. Okay, so this one displays the minimum salary, but so this will not give proper meaning if you omit the designation field in the select class. Okay, so we have to use the column which we are grouping in the select class to give the meaningful information. So I am using designation comma minimum salary. Okay, so this comma should be deleted. Select designation comma minimum salary from employee group by designation. Okay, so this will give you designation wise minimum salary. Okay, chief sales we have only one, so 28,297, and financial manager we have 3. Okay, we have 2, so in this 2 both are same, so it displays 22,987. And marketing manager we have 3 people, marketing manager, and in this one 18,333 is the minimum value. So likewise it groups the records, then it displays the minimum salary. So here group by is always used in conjunction with some aggregate functions. As we have seen, it is very useful to use the group by function along with the aggregate functions. A select command with group by class has a column name and one or more aggregate functions. So as we have seen, it has the column name and then one or more aggregate function, right? Minimum salary, which are applied on that column, and grouping is also done on this column only. So whatever the column we are displaying here, in one of the column we have applied the group by function. Okay, group by class. So this is a use of group by class. It always groups the result. Okay, groups the records. Right. So we are going to see some variations here. Right. So in the next time, what I'm going to do, I want to display designation wise count. How many people are there in each department? So in the same thing, I'm going to use, instead of minimum salary, I'm going to use a count function. Okay, count of, we can use any column or you can use asterisk. So this will give the count. Right. So chief sales we have only 1, financial manager 2, marketing manager 3, sales executive 1. Right. So this group by function is very helpful in consolidating the results. Okay. And then, so if you see the result, you can see the designation is arranged always in the ascending order, right? Alphabetical order. So if you want to change this one, you can use the order by class along with this one. The same thing after the group by, you can use order by designation. So we are going to display in descending order. So I am using DESC. Okay. So you just sort the designation in descending order. Right. So you can also use any var class along with this one. So if you are using var class, that should be before the group by class. So instead of displaying everything, I want to display all these details except chief sales. Okay, I want to display the count of people in each designation except the chief sales, right? So the condition is where designation not equal to chief sales. Okay, where designation not equal to chief sales, then we have group by designation, order by designation, descending order, right? So except the chief sales, all other designations have been displayed, right? So this way we can check conditions also. We can use where class, we can use order by, then we can use the group by. But the order should be first select one, then where class, then the group by, at last you have to use the order by class, right? So I'm going to introduce one more table. So this is my another table which has roll number, name, class, section and then mark. Okay, so in this table we are going to display some results. Let's see, we have to display class wise total marks. Okay, so all the 12th classes should be combined and then total should be displayed. So for that one we can use the sum method. Okay, so select, we are going to display class wise. So I am using class, comma, and then we are going to find sum of mark. So sum function I am using here, sum of mark from the table name is stud1. Okay, then I am going to combine the values according to the class. So I am using group by class. Okay, so all the 10th summed up and then all the 11th marks are summed up, then 12th marks are summed up, right? So next thing, what I am going to do, in 10th standard I have to group all the A section. Okay, I need 10th class, then all the A section should be grouped, B section should be grouped and then C section. So here we had 3 sections, A, B, C in each 10, 11, 12, right? So in that case we can use multiple columns in group by. Okay, first all the classes will be grouped, then all the sections will be grouped. Okay, so group by class, comma, section. So here also we are going to display the section here, right? So select class, comma, section, comma, sum of mark from stud1, group by class, comma, section. So first class wise it will be grouped, then inside that one section wise again it will be grouped, right? So you can see the result in 10th. All the A sections are grouped, then B section, C section, likewise 11 A, B, C, right? So this is how you can use multiple columns in the group by class, right? So here also again you can check the conditions. If you want to check some conditions you can check that, or if you want to use the order by class you can use that. I'll show you just one example. So where I need, if I want to display only A and B sections, then you can use where section is equal to A or section is equal to after the table name. So select class, comma, section, sum of mark from student 1 where section is equal to A or section is equal to B. Then we will use group by class. Okay, so except C section we displayed AB, right? Okay, next what we are going to do, I want to check some condition on this aggregate functions. Okay, so here it displays all the values, right? So instead of this one I just want to display marks which are greater than 100, right? So how to check that condition? For that one we have the having class, right? So we cannot compare this one using the where class. Okay, aggregate functions conditions we cannot check with the where class. So we have to move the next one, which is called having class. So having class places conditions on groups. It is used to check conditions on aggregate functions, right? So in the same thing, I am going to use having class. Okay, so after group by, I am using condition having, okay, sum of mark greater than 100. Okay, so this is to check condition on aggregate function. So having class I am using sum of mark greater than 100. That is my condition, right? So now it displays the result without 83 and 94, right? So to check the condition on aggregate functions, we have to use the class called having, right? So let's see a few more example with this one. So in the having class, you can also use all the functions like between, operator, in, and then less than, greater than, all those things we can use. So I'm going to use between 100 and 140. Okay, having, we missed a class name. Having sum of mark, we have to write the aggregate function between 100 and 400. Okay, so this displays the result exactly 122 and then 139, right? So to check the condition on aggregate functions, we have to use the having class, right? So here, let's see the table again. Okay, so now we are going to display section wise average mark. So for that one, we have to use select section comma average of mark. From student 1, group by section. Okay, so this is the average mark, and here I'm going to use having condition also. So I want to display the functions which are less than 70. Okay, so I'm using having average of mark less than 70. Okay, so it displays only 2, and if you want to use order by, then you can use the order by also. Last should be order by section, descending order. Okay, right. And if you want to use any where class, you can use the where class also. So the where class should come after the table name here. So this is the order: first select class, then where class. Okay, after the where class you have to use group by, then having, at last you have to use the order by class. Okay, and I want to display one more thing. Let's see, we are going to display minimum mark and then minimum mark and then maximum mark in group wise, section wise. Okay, select min of mark comma max of mark comma section from student 1, group by section. Okay, so it displays minimum mark and then maximum mark in a section. Right, now if I'm going to display the names, okay, so we cannot group the names, right? There is no identical values. So what happens if you use the non-grouping element in the group by function? So max mark, min mark, section, and I'm going to display name. Okay, So how did it pick Pinky, Aman and then Tina? Okay, so it just go to the record, it fetches the first one. So A, first record is Pinky, and then B, first record is Aman, and then C, the first record is Tina. Okay, so if the grouping cannot be applied on a particular column, then it just fetches the first record. Okay, so it groups on the section wise. So after grouping the section, it finds the first record which is on the section. So that fetches that particular value. So if you are using non-grouping element, then the result will be the first record. Okay, so this is how the result. This will not convey any meaningful information because Pinky is not person who is getting maximum and minimum mark, right? So if you are combining the values, the result would be like this, right? So that's all about today's session. So we have seen about having class and then group by class. Thank you.